Alrighty, here is the stock calculator program. First I'm going to show it running. So, I don't know, car stock, there's a code, I guess. I'm just going to put in 10% and let's say we invest $1,000, and then I hit calculate, and right here it displays the name of the stock, and right here it displays the code for the stock, and here it displays after 6 months this is what you're looking at for how much you're gonna have. After a year, instead of having 1,000, you're gonna have 1,100. 2 years, 1,200. 5 years, 1,500. Then you can hit clear, and it blows all this away. And then let's say it doesn't really matter. Let's put some stuff there. But right here, it can only have numbers. So I'm going to put in some text instead. If I can do this right, there we go. Like that, it says invalid entry, and I'm gonna blow that away. And then if I hit this, it closes the program. And for the code, we go to here. Alright, so right here, I define a bunch of the field variables. And so, as you can see, like some of these right here, I have these, like all these ones labeled, and then here's the name in the code. And then if you go back to here, it's down here, about here we go. So the one I clicked on before was stock name dot text, and I set it equal to this. And where is it? And then right here, I defined it right here, made it a string. So, and because it's a string, or these ones are a string, I can put pretty much everything in there. Well, for the most part, anything reasonable, without any issues. And these ones, I did the same thing. I defined, there's here we go. See, text return rate and text return rate for this one right here. And so I simply defined that one as a double, and then I made it in double form. This is what it's equal to, and then I defined it up here. And let's see here, and then here's the stuff here. I have a try catch here, so then if it runs it through, and if you put the wrong thing in there like I did before, or it said invalid entry, that's where it says invalid entry, it basically, instead of crashing, it will test it. If it doesn't work, then it will, instead of crashing, it'll just display this. I guess it gives it kind of an alternate, it gives it something to do instead of crashing. How about that? So we got these, and then calculate values. Here we go. So this is the math area. So I used the return rate and the amount invested times, or multiplied them together. And then this right here, these are just kind of, the total money of this is, I put 6 months, or this is what that's supposed to mean. So after 6 months, basically I put the interest, so this right here, the return rate and the investment. So the interest right here, or this times this equals interest, and I put this in this equation for the 6 months portion. And so the interest times 1/2, because 1, I just had 1 is a year, and 2 is 2 years, and 5 is 5 years. Well, 6 months is going to be a half of 1, because there's 12 months in a year, and obviously a half of that is 6. So, and then I added the amount invested. So then, because if you just take this for 6 months, in the example I did before, I think it was like $50 or something like that. Well, I wanted to show the $50 plus what you originally invested, so then you could see what you would have at the end of it, what your total amount of money is. So I have the amount invested, and then I have the interest and this, and so after it does this, and then you add it to that, you will get your, I think I had $1,050 for 6 months. And then the same thing for total money 1. This one tells it what to display for this one, and then the 6 months, obviously what to display here, and then 2 years to display here, and 5 years to display there. And so I just did the exact same thing for all these. And then after I get these values, once it does the calculation, then it needs to display it. So here's where you display things. So 6 months dot text, the 6 months part is right here, 6 months. So the label is labeled for 6 months right here, and then dot text just basically is about the it's just telling it what to display basically, or in text form. Alright, so then I set it equal to this right here, and then to string form, because it needs to be in a string form in order to display it, as far as I know. And then same thing for the 1 year dot text, that is 1 year. Click on that box, 1 year. So this one is having that one displayed. And then I obviously, here's money 1, and there's the math, and it's just saying to take this right here, set it equal to this, and then I take this, which is equal to that, and then put this in here and make it a string form, so then it is in so then it can be displayed properly. And then down here, this is, and then it's so it's the same for these ones, and then once you hit this spot right here, this one is for displaying the the stock name and the stock code. So I don't have to do as much with this because it's just it's already kind of a string. So once I do that, you don't see it. I didn't like the look of it when it was visible, but there are in fact 2 boxes right here. You should be able to see it. Anyway, so this one right here, the top one, is stock name label, and this one, stock name code label. And then I basically, so I take it right here, and then it's telling it what text is going to be in here, and I just have stock name and stock code. And then a little bit less interesting, I have the clear button right over here. There's the clear button. Also, I should mention, this is kind of important. Where is it? Here it is. So all this, all the math and all this stuff is underneath the calculate button. So if you notice, if I click on calculate, button calculate, and button calculate. So it's all under this. So this all executes basically when I click the button. And then same thing for the clear button. Click on clear, go up, button clear, and see, button clear. And then the underscore click, I'm assuming that pretty much just, this is just stuff that's already inserted into it. I'm assuming that just has to do with, there's a lot of code that apparently has already been built around this, and this probably just means there's already a program that says just when the button is clicked, execute this stuff. And as you can see right here, 6 months.text, right here, 6 months, and then it's telling .text because the actual the type of text that's in it, and then set it equal to anything in these not brackets, you know what I mean, the quotations. There's nothing in here, there's not even a space, so it's literally setting it equal to nothing. So when I click it, it sets it equal to nothing. So if there was something in there, it is now equal to nothing, which means there's nothing in the box. So when you click it, and you do that for all of these, and it sets all of it equal to nothing. These ones you have to set to 0 because they're numbers. Yeah, so you click that, and then it literally, well, yeah, so it basically, yeah, it sets those equal to that, and then these ones are zeros because okay, so you actually have to set it to zeros because up here, where is it? Whatever, in the math area, it still has those values. So that means once you hit clear, you have to set the values to that. Otherwise, there might not visually be anything there, but the program still is holding the information that there is, you know, if the amount invested, I put 1,000, it might not show that it's 1,000, but the information in the background of the program has been stored to 1,000. So right here, you're just setting it equal to 0. So then you can just start fresh. Same with the return rate. I put in 10%. You set it to 0, so then you can just kind of start fresh. And then for this one, the exit button, you just put this dot close, and that's pretty much it. And then button exit. And if you go to here, and it's on exit right now, scroll up, button exit. And I believe that's pretty much everything.